Hello everybody, welcome to Poli Games. I'm your host Joseph, and today we're going to be talking about the Atari Box and why I feel like this is just the Ouya situation all over again. Now, you might say, Joseph, you look sick, you sound sick. That's because I am sick. I have bronchitis, but this video was just too good to pass up, and to be honest, I'm getting real bored. So let's get into it, shall we? The Atari Box. Atari came out a few weeks ago after E3 and said, hey gang, we're coming in, we're making a new console, a modern console. Now, I made a video about that saying it would be a dumb move. Atari doesn't have the money, the funds, it just got out of bankruptcy. There's no way it would be able to compete with Microsoft or Sony. And they said that there would be more details that they would slowly show them to everybody as the weeks go on. Now, the latest information we got is even more troubling, at least from my perspective it is. They showed you the shiny new box, and yes, it does look like a cool Verizon router, but they also said that it will be crowdfunded. Now, this word scares me. Crowdfunded, because there's only one console that comes to mind that has been crowdfunded, and that is the Ouya. The Ouya was supposed to be this little mini indie console made by indies for indies, and what ended up happening was within a few months really of it coming out, it just flopped hard. They didn't find an audience. There was no killer app or whatever killer app was on the Ouya. It came out also on the PC or on the PlayStation console, Xbox, Nintendo console, whatever have you. There was no true exclusives on this console, and it ended up dying because it didn't have the cash to secure exclusive titles on its console. And so when I think about Ouya, I go back to the Atari and crowdfunded, and it just shows that Atari doesn't have enough money to launch this piece of hardware. It shouts at me that then that means they don't have enough money to put into their software. Remember, you need a slew of lineups. You need a lineup, a roadmap that says, here are the games now, here are the games then, here are the games coming out in the future, and that's what you need. Atari doesn't have that. Atari does not have the bank, the capital to make these games. What are they going to do? Crowdfund every single one of their projects? That's just not feasible. And by the time this Atari system comes out, when they talk about modern internals, that's such a vague phrase. Because let's just say this thing comes out next year, mid 2018. We're already talking about PlayStation 5. We're already talking about the next Xbox. Hell, maybe even the next iteration of the Switch. What if this comes out early 2019? We're already talking about PlayStation 5, Xbox, whatever. Here's the deal. It's modern right now, but in 2 or 3 years from now, is it? When this thing actually hits the shelf, will it actually be modern? And how much is this thing going to cost? And who's going to sell it? Because looking at this console, it has no optical input. It has no CD, SD card tray that I see. So why would someone like GameStop sell this? Remember when the Xbox One and the whole DRM fiasco? GameStop had a leaked memo going out to employees going, yeah, maybe you want to push the PlayStation 4 more than the Xbox One. Why? Because you could trade your games through GameStop, no problem. You know, you have to think about this in a way that is that makes sense on more than just one level of excitement. I feel like too many people are out here jumping on the bandwagon and they haven't seen a clip of a video game. They haven't even seen a screenshot or a title of a video game, and already people are out there going, take my money. No, no. You have to be more careful, responsible. You have to be a smart consumer. By saying shit like this is a D1 purchase, you feed into bad consumer practices. Sorry for the horrible edit. But the thing is, you know, these companies with that type of attitude can do anything and just to get your money. Horrible business practices. Things like, you know, the microtransaction DLC that we see in Battlefront. That's just a thing that's always going to happen, because if you have this mentality of, here, take my money, I saw something nice, or, you know, or I saw a logo, that is not good for us, the consumer. Look, I have a PlayStation 4, I have an Xbox One, I have a Nintendo Switch, but I all bought those consoles not out of the, ooh, pretty logo, but because I saw games that really interested me, that piqued my interest that I knew I was going to get. I saw things, I played games, I played demos, I got my hands on things, and then I made that decision. Don't make a monetary decision without seeing the goddamn thing. So, with that said, I'm getting a little bit too passionate, a little bit too heated right now. I need to cool off. I have bronchitis after all. With that said, I want to know what you guys think of this console. Are you excited for it? Are you skeptical like me? Are you waiting to see what this thing actually fucking is? Let me know in the comments down below. Am I too harsh on Atari? Maybe, possibly. But I know I'm going to continue to cover this story, so make sure you like, share, subscribe to get that content and more of my content. If you want to hear gaming news, impressions, unboxings, the PlayStation podcast, it's all here on Poli Games, where we don't care what you game on. As long as you game, we're all about the conversation. So, with all that said, everybody, I want to thank you all for your patience. I know I've been out for like a week and a half and then some. Again, this bronchitis just hit me. I'm going to cough, don't cough. And it's hit me hard. So, I'm trying my best to make videos for you guys. It's just insanely difficult when my voice sounds like death itself. So I hope, with that said, you didn't have an existential crisis while listening. And once I get better, there'll be the regular slew of content, 3 videos every week type of deal that you know and love from us. So with that said, everybody, thank you for watching and have a great day.